Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls. Well, thank goodness the swine flu is turning out to be less deadly than we first thought, but not everybody is happy about that. You see, it's May sweeps on TV, and without swine flu, that means if some young white female doesn't go missing sometime soon, they're going to have to go back to the Natalie Holloway well again. And there just aren't too many people left to interview on that one anymore. Well, Uncle Jay's news word for this week is a big one: consolation. This means looking for a little bit of good in something that really is bad. You know how they say every cloud has a silver lining and every problem is an opportunity? It's that same annoying idea. For example, the latest news about the economy is a consolation because even though 500,000 people lost their jobs last month, it shows that the economy is a little less worse than they expected. Dude! Same thing for the nation's banks. Everybody's celebrating because the banks are only crashing down instead of melting down. It's like telling your parents you're expecting an F in math, and then when you get a D, it's like, hey, where's my Xbox? It didn't work for Uncle Jay either. It was an 8-track back then. Okay, in sports, you might think there's no in yet another baseball drug scandal. But even though Dodgers superstar Manny Ramirez has been benched for a long time, the sport of baseball has the optimism and the courage to carry on no matter what it takes, and no matter what a player takes. The Pope is taking a trip to the Mideast to see other religious leaders. They're comparing notes to see what God is saying to each of them, because he can be such a prankster sometimes. And now it's time to answer one of your news questions. This week it comes from Gail in Utica, New York. Hi, Gail. Gail writes, Dear Uncle Jay, my mom says I should pay more attention to the news now that I'm older, but people on the news are boring. Except for emergencies and stuff, why does the news even matter? Thanks, Gail, and I'm sure somebody's already told you about being an informed citizen in a democracy and being able to answer the other Uncle Jay's questions when he shows up. If you're a person who only knows little pieces of news, you might get the wrong idea about things. For instance, a lot of recent news was about those tiny little life forms that are multiplying at a frightening rate. There's also something in there about Star Trek, so you might blur those things together and jump to the wrong conclusions about those little life forms. That's why keeping up with Uncle Jay is so important. Don't forget, you can see more at www.unclejexplains.com. Check back every Monday when Uncle Jay explains the news. And remember, a great kid is great news.